My never I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there. I see them yopo.
The media reports say former CEO of GIHOC, former mayor of Kumasi, Maxwell Kofi Jumah has been arrested, as it were, by EOCO. Ne lawyer Nana Benyin Akon. Me Nana Benyin in income. Nana Benyin Otemenka Ekosi Sensuni Akwaba. Na wapomu ye there? Okay. Confirm my o client ewo EOCO custody CCR.
I'm okay. I'm just I all over. Okay. Like I say, EOCO for and that.
And no, since when? And they are now saying no more picking.
Okay, and Mr. Kofi Jumah himself wrote to EOCO and concerning matters arising from the recent raid by EOCO in his residence at Kumasi. Now, following that raid, he had never heard anything from EOCO. EOCO until EOCO came and he said, this is what has happened to him. And it appears that I'm not hearing anything. You are not inviting me for investigation and whatever. So he wrote to them to meet them. So he went there yesterday, finally. And in the interrogation, he brought other matters instead, which he had not even contemplated. And based on that, they said that they were investigating him for causing financial loss, something around that. So the matters have just started.
Oh, okay. And based on what they are investigating him for, he was placed under arrest. And bail.
Okay, so he was placed under arrest very late in the evening yesterday. And we thought that he was going to be granted arrest, bail, knowing the kind of person he is. And this is not a person who is going to make things difficult for EOCO. But to our dismay, they decided to detain him. And he has since not been granted bail to now.
Omo decided to be detained and I say Omo man a bail conditioner went to near meet, for which reason he had to be kept in custody. Which is which, me pacho?
Okay, I think this should be clear. They have not granted him bail. So there is no bail condition to be considered. So we are waiting that they will consider him for bail. And then to be granted bail accordingly.
And as I said, Oma manu bail condition be and they detained him.
Exactly the case.
Wow. And as we speak, there is no talk of a bail condition, even CCI can say.
We are very hopeful that given the matters at play and then the kind of person involved, the first thing we would have considered this morning was bail. But they have still not been forthcoming. And we are waiting for them to hear them on bail conditions. So we are still waiting. We are engaging them.
In the year, can say more than so EOCO.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay. And now some also investigating on possible causing financial loss to the state.
Exactly. They mentioned matters relating to Aboso glass factory.
Aboso glass factory.
Exactly. We are yet to find out the nature of the questions they have for him.
Now, Aboso glass factory or client here, you may be a order.
At this stage, I won't say much. But what I will say is that through SIGA, Aboso glass factory, for a very long time, it has been very defined, was given to GIHOC.
Okay.
To manage. And it was not that it was something active. It was dead, but it has been dead for a very long time. But they are saying that we are taking some decisions about it that they want to investigate. But that's why he said.
Yura Mahama ba inshran Kenya me. Free education wanya de wentwem ekoyi wa ye amana ye kama kra chan sene na ewo ho no. Na dumso no ana omunim se Yura Mahama ba e be ba na omo ka no with certainty no. Na wo bone a omadi in the energy sector. That is why they were so sure say Yura Mahama ba dumso be de be ba. Because one more than ye obi sen ye kano in 8 years no MPP for and share investment papa bia in the energy sector. And I'm also going to give you the data. You do the comparative analysis and you know what I'm talking about. Yes, Miracle say in 8 years or more than 1,600 megawatts, which is a lie. But assuming without admitting, assuming without admitting said you can cry no cry. Yura Mahama as a 2013 obey president no. Now he installed capacity about 2,500. All free abemwa kononi and then 5,000. In 4 years he added about 2,500 megawatts. What you say? Into 8 years. Oh, in 8 years, you see? In 8 years, now Obana will say all the 1,000 say oh the assuming 1,000 says no cry no cry. That is you under invested in the energy sector as far as generation. I'm glad you are not saying please. No, not just a man bibi papa bia. Mobile mo say Yura Mahama. So yakase as far as we are concerned no. Mo anye bibi papa bia as far as generation is concerned and FM. Mobile mo say Mahama eja excess capacity ho na take or pay na dey buy generation you cry you need your day and in 8 years want to me anye bibi papa bia. But obi this is what I want Miracle to know in the energy sector. Say your energy consumption and I say your demand for energy and you're static. Afibia no your demand for energy will grow by about 20%. And they say oh yeah buy now ban one yes I investment and now by 1,600 send your ujam for cano in 8 years. Now they compare Mahama 2,500 in 4 years no. Not just say what D sa a year sector no bro because we installed capacity is not your dependable capacity. We'll be so sir. And within even your installed capacity, no, you need reserve margin. Meboa. Yes. And we installed capacity, no, your transmission and distribution losses. And you need about 2,000 megawatts more than your dependable capacity.
Your reserve margin
yes,
is 18%
yes, to cater for all this loss. Now about 8 years, not just our Fibiano. The number they come who do 200 megawatts. So when we say you people under invested and answer man shada anye bibi papa biano, it's a statement of fact. Or they compare Mahama 4 years or 2000. Now okay doom so. Obi, you see.
But you should also understand when you take over now or excess capacity of a number, adding up no not be like Obi make a choice or mobile any excess capacity. Your money interpreting is in 2017 there was. You see, say we belong. It was not bad in itself. Say Obi good. Just the cost on the state.
No, Obi at every point in time you need excess capacity.
You need reserve margin.
No, you need excess capacity.
Excess. You need reserve, not excess.
Reserve margin. Reserve margin. What reservoir in case of any emergency? The reason why you need excess, you need the excess to cater for the transmission losses. The transmission and the distribution losses should not be part of the 18% reserve margin, right or wrong. And we belong to the West African power pool.
Sure.
Energy generative so the argument about reserve was moot
about excess
was moot because adebia ye wo bia de bro ye so bia Cote d'Ivoire for tama iska Burkina for tama iska enti waba na de no ban na generate a se wo koton wa sika na woje edumre bi na do crack asa now we are a net exporter of power enti mo a troketrema mo ketrema na ye se wo ketrema apai mienu in one instance mo se mabeto ss ya bomoka in another instance mo se ye so that is the first point. What be the second point here? And now me no say dum so bia ni wa ye aba there is intermittent power supply and no so ya there
intermittent power cuts
e ya there under MPP no so no na sa de ni bi ye dey e wo hoda And he said, no, you doom so there. And in the 8 years of MPP, we suffered doom so for about 4 years. If you are going to use that warped miracles, Abuaje logic, say 16 months, Mahama, you suffer doom so 7 months because of intermittent power cuts. No, there. And in 8 years of MPP, no, we suffered doom so for 4 years. Why? Emrebi Druyama doom so bayama Ghana Fobu Fui. And MPP for a program, you okay, FM. And a multimedia, Mama branch of your friend and Anabuache. Or the mic, Eko Tia, Ajudi, Napo. I no say, opinion is say, doom so send yes, ya by a month for near Masayan SSAU. In the bay, I'm off a timetable, Mray. I am Pia Napo 2 year when himself. It is a ne, say not doom so new one, the MPP. Is it day, and I Yokobusa timetable, and I put so among the end, the doom so near the doom CSA. Obi Meboa. Doom so a doom CSA. So it was an admission under MPP, there was some form of intermittent power cuts. And your caucus of Monfa a Yimro Muchai, I am Pierre non Nanchain. December 2021 Obi. Doom so Bayama Santimera Utum for Babontibe say. Ne niame woni demu nyina say. Ne TV say, ne fridge say, ne microwave say, ne BB say. Santimera no. It miracles Abuaje person chese asema Utum for kan no se na tra na nyantro dia se na chese 2021 na doom so ye dey ho. Enti yesi say ambassador control car come ho dia obi na anshase ne shase free obi come for peso so no zo free latte what you say intermittent power cut say doom so dia ene na na do ne ba umia na de doom so ye dey e ba ye obi ye ba ye ye beto energy sector asani American MPP for collapse no one on the energy generation on energy value chain no another power value chain no ya woniema miensa
yes.
Your generation,
transmission and distribution. MPP under investi in all this sector and on a cripple sector no na maka generation on wajia to say in 4 years Mahama ye 2,500 megawatts wajia tum omunu in 8 years no what the figure be abeto abonte say 1,006. So it means say Mahama did invest more in terms of generation than normal. Yemra transmission obi baby bako MPP di ye wupa ye abroa MPP led by Dr. Baumia di ya ye ECG omo tande koma frakadam fuoku obi aye from PDS ene ye sika more than 1 billion aka omo ho
and put a distribution
meba me card ya connect yourself. Okay. Na saa sika ne kwaka omo ho nyina no under the millennium and under the millennium challenge compact no na was say yenya $190 million bi America for dem you free say transmission lines no aye dada no obi yemfanse sa mebo ana
it was for transmission and distribution
for the transmission no yemfanse sa because of this fraudulent PDS dealer Dr. Baumia di animum yakoye ya Osisa insurance bank guarantee the call insurance guarantee later I could for Kwabeka say guarantee ni fake no obi say sika no hwere yen and na wonim say yenya mahode na ye generate no ye suffer transmission and distribution losses so kaboma ye be 30%. In the America for bre ye sika nanke ye asesa ye nhoma no send ye be ya ene transmission losses no be dey akofom no under MPP says he can't call or Masade Yesika Koma PDS. No obi over distributioner. Our Hosema ne woman say VR for one independent power producers for one Nama Huadeno. Na Greco for a transmitted. Na ECG a cotonwa. As I say, you could Tiawani and Noa in Nama Huadema Edeka Nessicanan call. Obi, Sicano do Duana and call because yeah mechanism be a friend of the cash waterfall mechanism. And only I say a ton in Namahuade noa. Yamfa sikanin ya day in Kogum. Na yan chama independent power producers no bia nene so nene de. MPP cash waterfall mechanism no about 15 billion na omoton ya no mo de sika revenue a ECG declare no na less than 10 billion. The omo use cash waterfall mechanism the chair no will be less about 6.5 billion. And no and a man
2024 June independent power producers omo no anyama hoden ma ye nyina ba abonten say aban ni nti omoka enti omo bedundum omo fidi obi meboa obi wo ana wote no ugina mfimfin a woto ayeremu enti se ye sika asem na nya no kra wotenetene ye no ye ka asem na wo ye no kra na wo gi ye so aha enti MPP fo anyina ma hoden hwe aban mempesa be kase amfantefo kase bi omo se akohwie ba asantefo kan akohwie a different nti mempesa meka enyama hoden aya no ama wo akoton we wasa odi esika bre no wa diska no you were not using the cash waterfall mechanism obi ye ba ye ka na da ho ye 1.5 billion dollars and ya betu to MPP fo mo aka ya betu to mo ho de aka saa niema ni nyina na obi o ma ya na o mu fi se yewura mahama ba ya dum so be dey ebeba Ishanka nyame yewura mahama ba ye no afe o ma light ne ye dey ejina so a na your challenges ni bi o ha obi mene oni efiri kumase na wo pe omo a MPP fo adi o ma bro pa obi e kumase fo na me menim die nti Ashanti region mo da so edi MPP achi obi what we say in terms of population Accra edoso chen kumase kakra bi obi uti Accra edoso chen kumase kakra bi unim say Accra was 6 bulk supply points.
Bulk supply point Accra, yes, 6.
Accra was 6.
Kumasi
was 2. Obi. Kumasi was 2.
Yeah.
Ne was a MPP here. You see, Jacoji as wa chiase in that mango be a jan offer. Ka was a MPP share another bulk supply points, you know. Obi omanye. Into the Kumasi problem, no. Oh, Kumasi in 2 bulk supply points, so. System no so my ne say load ne koso na doso a eno abetripo na kati communities obi meboa eno na amadum so koso wa Ashanti region o kaisa regional minister ne ECG boss wa Ashanti region e di shemu se o sabotage omo obi ukai e ma okaso obe demonstration kra ye dey etia omo ma be e di entia na ye because of doom so and ne obi to do one box supply point, you know, it take 3 or 4 years.
Sure.
Into here problem ananka into so big catch us MPP for under investing in the energy sector. These are the things we are talking about. Kumasi is your stronghold. Into what box supply point you know at least senka we ba ko kan ho a kebema load na evenly distributed. And na anya dey 1 2 sa na money na na do ene ye doom lighter o se Jumah hammer Eddie dum so aba enti obi o ha na catch wo masa obi we owie menyan dru ba bia obi ma no so nkaza
ye pon 630
obi enti I've been able to establish in terms of generation in 4 years we did better than they did in 8 years. I've been able to tell you say because of PDS now obi okofa ba ye no e ma sika na ye de be sesa transmission lines no ni ade nyina ye dey ekoi masa establish am one who say enyina ma hoden ne ye koton na wo se ye diska ni kotua ne ye dey nkotua na ma eno ne ye dey e bai enne obi de ntia na say in the last by 1 week dum so no e ye kese ye say akosumbonu a emaye nyina mahoden no ya da sore ya antikuta me jame ye te ya ne se ejatom on na obi ewiasma ye wo obi ho a
akosumbonu
ato aye sa ne be kan sa ne be kan obi ho a ka obi pa wo de wakobosom so enye
na wo de we
o de wakomala wo enye de enye obetimi akobo pa enti MPP for obi say MPP ni fa ba bia kofa transformer be hu pe obefiri ona jadam obi mi nja asem ne kasi obi miracles a ono ade sa otimi de kuntunkunu kuri ni ti eko Abidjan border eko twen koko obi every Cote d'Ivoire dia baga na ne nkasa aban ne nye no obi ya ka tira wo say san kofo na hyehyɛ transformer obi me fa ni agro obi enti na Ghana for yesra mo eye ahohiahia kakra na ye kom no na nye boa payo eye atroye nchem na ye dey eto ye akosombonu a eno no generate between 720 to about 1000 megawatts no ya anti kutame ya anti jame miracles abwaji ko twa mu wo ha ade che yesi ade na hyedworobe enti abaye asem a enyama hoden so nya ade a obetimi ayi nkonya na enyama hoden na ye de aba se nyame adom eye afidi ahodo nsia no yɛtime de mu nine ayɛdɛ aba aka mienu sɛ nyame boa na mienu ne ba enyama hoden ne ba da yɛbɛgyina so ama obi ayɛdɛ adi ne dwuma sɛnuanom yɛnuanom MPP foɔ no nsɛm a ɔmo keka no a ɛdeɛ na woka miracle
anyway government completes payment of all BDC legacy debt where February 10th, 2020.
But no, the first part.
2020.
The Ghana Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors Seaboard wishes to announce that government on the 13th of January 2020 finalized all payments in respect of the BDC legacy debt accrued over the period July 2011 to June 2015 plus interest capped at March 2018.
Once obi se kontompo wo ba bi na no krepie ho ana no enu nti na miracles te ho a asa ye de na kwa sorry fie no mame kama se obi enti asem wa mame de manusie na me kan obi se start abo so o man second year amezo enti me de manusie no obi asem wa me kanyina ne se ade no ba ye no na nya bo apayo eja adina ayen ba ye mpanyimfo agina omo na so am haw no matimi ayedai atu ase edu hwe na ne na kane ne yedai agina so they say yes Ghana form vigilante groups who say obi ne nam transformer ho na o say MPP t-shirt a hwe na yedai report
what is the story behind the omo
the abasi kenyina as a matter of fact kenyina about power generation the NDC de beka onyina ne nyina enokre ade ba akopɛ ene nwumre me ba yese mbabeye the fact that on to me nyina hanka say MPP
for man for bibi anka
we've established that number 2 obi eba ne say na NDC for nko ade oman no mbedi so no bibia o muntumi ya ida so mega cho say na amansan dwa so ebo na kosoro ana say ka bi da won na afi no mutu enti yembre obi seaboard mese unenti be ma o kan ye omuja kato ho from 2011 2011 all the way to 2015 ekaw MPP betua o te say yes yetua legacy debt in energy sector nti Ghana for yedum so omo ba o say o kasa no o say yetua omo ka omo boka bo na yetua obi
and na waje atomo say and the MPP dum so yedai eba abama otu na na yesine ne say obi na no na yesine ne say o say ya bo ma dia me ka dia ko sine say miracle so men some na ka yeli na waje atomo say in 8 years no dum so ba 4 years and no na ma otu fo ne ma yedai say ye and na ma na po we ko to ayam piasa Ghana from tante mo nya be emra miracle
wo bu bani nyina wie no si gofo bre wo bu bani nyina wie no aka de oka nyina wie se me no kasa enwumre yi join news for crack catch and say enen na mo say akosomu aba on stream
the generation is still
is lower than Endra. It tells you that enya akosomu na ekọ ofem no nti na odum so and that is why obi I keep telling you say this NDC guys omu nim problem no kwa no masolve enu ti na mbre bi on be ba be mu no dum so ba no. The point is that they have absolutely no clue about the energy sector because how to me diagnose problem na and how to me solution na so ka che ye ndra se akosomu asenti generation ko fam enti na ewo dum so na na wo ka che se akosomu aba up but generation na no ye lower than ndra na ye da so dum so a it tells you how clueless they are. We beg them after all the proverbs ebebuo ni nyina echi anyampia ni nyina echi ni NDC
ka moto bi atare se ne ka ma wi a wo ko show now na transformer
omo make sure say be you can be there because 8 years na MPP aban tina akonwa so no na kumase e wo 2 box supply so mo ehu dum so yo mo
and otumfo ne ma say and otumfo ne ma say
8 years na MPP ejina akonwa so yi se me ne
you are virgin miracles obi you are virgin miracles amaje
wo mebu na kuma oni edidi nkomo wo abemu a saa ebekwetia wo be yira wo ne ade ko bia nsoma wo wa na so pe na wo be ye wo be cheche niam a wonnimu enye na ye koko bodasem wo SIF enye na ye electricity enye na ye ka wo kwade nse kese wo kebi mayen koso me ne wo kase wo Kofi abeko na meter BP but abanesa oye na dwuma obi hwe Aban has been overwhelmed from day one. Okay, say me catch you. You can say overwhelmed that you can't say any trick credit saying. Afufrom. Ejuma na nkasa omoji ye no obi afufrom. To the extent that sector by sector by sector, as a omo to wa ne pure mo so mpofrim no mo ye ma show, and then they don't know what to do or how to go about it. And that is what is beginning to reflect
Yes.
in every aspect of the Ghanaian life. Talk of EOCO, talk of teachers, talk of nurses, talk of public sector, civil servants, talk of electricity, talk of water. There are people in this country since October 2025. We are aware. 2025 October. Everywhere. And the reason is the same. It is because I buy we own MPP for track here. No more than here. Maybe because as we had the last time, and honorable Dwasa say this government has been checked and they don't realize it. Instead of focusing and getting the work done. Anytime I say so, I'm fixing Bibima or mine. Instead of fixing and nobody dominates the MPP, almost say MPP 4 years do saying, so they have set their sights on the opposition party instead of getting the work actually done. Into KPIs, they are more focused on how much more they think they have done more than the MPP than how much impact the Omo Yeno is having on the people, and that is the exact same with the Dumso situation. Oh, yendi kania o na MPP for by omo ye de do saying. Na kania mu dudu no MPP for crown so muntina ye dudum kania. O na BB MPP, but the people are suffering. And that's why we are here today. I have listened to all the NDC people, and all I tell them is, listen, you are falling on your own sword. One kasa one sema o kaye me wo energy minister videos mako 9 enkono. Who's another ranking member for energy?
Yes.
Obi in some of Kafa energy sector no we brand no opposition na sansem no ene wa contradicting no ni nyina ba kokre no wa indifferent. Okanya ka chen say in the first 100 days ECG problems do be solve. Video sin na o be oni nyina 100. Me no ka say prosper posti the friend is saying John Jenapo video na or say in the first 100 days obe fix ECG no posti. There are 9 of such videos. One would have expected Senka oba abaimu no. Oh, no opportunity by energy minister. Immediately, obe fixes any way now. Obi, this country in the past 2 months, I experienced one of the most devastating energy crises ever seen. In fact, the mother of all Dumso periods, 2013-2016, cry and drew away. Because when we say 2013-2016, you know say you do mokani on Monday and opa, ebeba Wednesday and numre, and ebeba Tuesday. Like you know a certain schedule. Obi and no say in the past 2 months, Kaniano, it will do 5 times in a day. 5 times in a day, 5 times. And young lady be running coastal. We're training them in egu. We're training in egu. Me who hospital be Accra, baby. Yes, you might to OPD them. And the last time Ghana experienced something like this was in 2013-2016, where businesses were shutting down, people were losing money because of energy crisis under the same NDC, and they are clueless. And the reason why I make us some clueless and I say, what's your reasons? I want my net is a problem, no? Because someone in problem now, and come on, Bobo Sani Amane say, nothing EOCO through. And yesterday I was listening to your research team, and they were spot on. They were spot on. I was listening to them, they were spot on. Obi, because Obe Kaya, even when we were in opposition, I used to tell you, when we were in government, I used to tell you, say, Ghana, your problem with energy, you know, has always been generation. I know doesn't mean, say, available capacity in the hole. Available capacity in the hole. Nemom Obi, so when young Sika and Toho Fangwa, as auto generators who are now in this caliber fuel. Or acquire between Yakania, but when this caliber fuel, only Kania. That's our problem. That is basically our problem. All the other issues with the technical transmission, distribution challenges in India, Obi, and no going concern. Those are things that, as you are even fixing it today, you are supposed to be preparing for the way out in the next 10, 15 years or 5 years. Internally, there won't find your excuse. But the question all Ghanaians should be asking ourselves today and say, genuinely, do we really think that this government has really stepped back and tried to find solution? No. They are rather in a hurry to deflect the problem. Omuya in a hurry. Oh, we are fixing it because in the last 8 years, there was no such solution. MPP Funtia anka 8 years in komo ye ya anka yambedu baby ebedri and then the pastor who said do big baha transformers na mu kura na mo say we are fixing no and yamna mo to yamba ene guo omo ntre o contract omo ma ya omo to say transformers were there bought by the MPP government. The reason was because it was part of the MPP government saying maintenance program. Obekaya, apart from transformers, there were even other things in Pukwase, Kaswa, bulk supply, BSPs. There were so many other bulk supplies, and I'll take you through it. May the data be my Benghazi, and this is what I'm going because I would prefer say there's been a lot of conversation on the whole week. I want to focus on the data. And your guys at the
research desk, no.
A lot of work. And see, most of the things they've spoken of on Obi. This is the previous government investment in the energy sector. Say NDC ni biya be catch us say abanda no buy no one year investment biya enuti ne kan ye ndundum ni ade a menfen dia grow. It means that ye nyam free problem na ye wo mu because on tie problem na se cause of the problem na se ankon kasasa Obi new generation capacity power fofora abanda be kan ho MPP abanda be kan ye generation capacity no 1648 megawatts between nyamebo ni nyina ma say calm down why ye very intellectual very intellectual Obi 2,520 communities in Aban connected the national grid in all no by the time you feel abamu now you increase national electricity access no from 84% to 88.85%. Obi street lights are provided across the country 990 kilometers in total. I'm just giving you data. It's important. It's important because you keep hearing them say, "Oh my, 8 years, oh my, Obi, renewable energy, 171.8 megawatts. In fact, it was 140% growth. In terms of the Ebeto, we increased renewable energy, which is the solar. Your friend is saying power generation. You increased it by 140%. Obi, memo breakdown. Power generation didn't you? AXA Asogli, you had 603 megawatts in a bekan home. Sen Power, which is AXA phase 2, you had 490 megawatts in a bekan home. Amandi TT2PP, you had 239 megawatts in a bekan home. Early Power, you Bui Solar, no Early Power, you had 161 megawatts in a bekan home. Damai, and also you Bui Solar, you had 79 megawatts in a bekan home. VRA4 AS Solar, Kalio phase 2, and you had 19 megawatts. And early power expansion 56 megawatts in all 1648. Midaba Benghazi, okay, great. Benghazi, okay, next page now. And me canon next page, and any power generation I the be den ebe kan obi ma oboni nyina ma meboa mama breakdown nyina 2017 particularly no ye the AXA 188 megawatts, any Asogli power 180 megawatts, any car power 235, and a bar 2017. 2018, yeah, the AXA phase 2, 110 megawatts, Sen Power Kong 360 megawatts, and a Me Energy 20 megawatts in a Becca home. Benghazi next one na make third page, And 2019, yeah, the TT2P 7 megawatts, Amandi Power 203 megawatts, Gensa Energy 29 megawatts, Ebeka home. Then we have a total of 239. 2020, and yeah, they Bui early power, any Bui solar, any VRA solar. In fact, 2019 it was mainly solar. And the back count that was 162, and at Damai Gensa 28 megawatts, and a Bui expansion 41, VRA solar 10, and on the bar 2021, 2023 and a VRA for the Kalio phase 2 back on 15, and a Bui power floating solar bino. Okay, so Bui power floating solar bino 4 megawatts, and year 19, and at 2024 early power additional tranche 56 megawatts, total 1648 megawatts. Obi, this is the fact. This is the fact. And see, so what is saying this in the culture say, the entire cost are true problem in MPP 8 years, no, or man Fabi Bia and Beckham, into your money investment Bia, into the energy sector, into the eco doomsa, it's a lie. I am not so worried about the lies because that is who they are. May you worried say it tells you say nim problem no. Nim problem no. Because it is strange say Obi, mo dia mo ba ben mu nko na enya dum so. Moba bem kwao obi who said 2013
but we had outages under Monso.
Meba obi men no come there. That's why everybody knows that we 8 years there were about 5 weeks of power crisis. In fact, aka even 2 months to election cry we had it. No, I've said it here severally. 8 years. But obi 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016 ye to abenyina na ye energy crisis in 2016. What I say, 8 years, Obi Bedi what 8 years, no? The entire 8 years. Transformers in a week. In a friend is saying, money a week. FM power stations, pythons, your high rising buildings there. But 8 years, we had stable power in this country, except for 5 weeks. I say, when you buy Bemwa, when him say out of the 16 months or so, NDC are buying we have 7 months. yenya power crisis. The first 5 months in 2025 we had energy crisis. And the more kofa dum so levy buy almost some the koto fuel. No mo de to debt na stabilize. Ye wura Juna power ni stable stabilize kakrape. And the energy minister say we have fixed the issue. We have stabilized power. You have fixed it. And they say 6 months later, you say the same problem no. Obi, in the past 2 months, we've had energy crisis. What they call last year 5 and 1, 7 months out of your 60 months, we've had energy crisis. Now how many months now? Mami to us Obi, Bengati to us. The other ones put their own border. The your friend is saying national electricity access near the end there. Obi, those are just data for you for people to just consume, and then go to the transmission grid. Bengati con transmission grid no. Obi, they also make a point say NIA best transformers. Transmissions on human they haven't been maintained for so many years. The whole of the 8 years they didn't do. Obi, that's a complete palpable lie. 2018, 330 kV. You know much about ECG. 330 kV Prisia Kumasi transmission line and substation. You are aware it was done. Yeah. It was funded by the Korean government. 2018 was also 225 kV Ghana Burkina Faso interconnection project. Obi so 2019 Abuazi Prisia 330 kV transmission lines, they were fixed. Obi, 2019 was supply improvement to Brëäking substation and the transmission line, and also was done March 2019. 2019 330 kV car power ship Abuazi transmission line, and also was done. 2021 330 kV Kumasi Bolgatanga transmission line, and also was done. 2021 Obi Bekaya Accra Fort Box supply point Pokwase
BSP no?
580 and also was done. 2022 Volta Achimota Malam 161 kV transmission lines and also were done. Obi and a 2022 Kaswa substation. Enti so we be catch us say na oma ya hey na ye ne eba be maintenance yes set transformer because I am in human transmission lines no ye nya transmission losses and technical losses enti ne ye say ya Obi, you are not being fair to the issues because you are gaslighting the people. What you are doing is say the real issues na wo na Joy News research team no eka wasem no wo pia she carpet ase na wo kofa nsem a enye no kre ade akatakata problem no so. Now what the NDC government doesn't realize is say you can't do politics with electricity like you can't do politics with fuel. Okay, so mba be mo foforo no first 6 months oh fuel na ba fam ye siesie no won na makomo no to because you can't do politics with fuel. What's the last how this NDC dey cap petrol need diesel prices because you don't control it. You did nothing to bring it down, nothing, zero to bring it down, because if indeed you did something to bring it down and can see so to be the baffle. So you can't do politics with electricity. You can't. So don't come and tell the people say Oshe Nyankopo enim suro nyame sa osom bosom so a ohwe obosom enim suro no e ka che Ghana for say the entire year go through energy crisis here e wo mu anayi because of MPP. The same MPP na 8 years omu ja kane and tira so no then no omu tira so na e kade na nyina so e omabon omu ja kane and tira so 8 years omabon omasa but 8 years omu ja kane e ba ne say da wo de wo ba ba mu pe ina kane no oh the entire te sa ne say investment ye no sa investment no e na omo mbeto ye nti 8 years no manye hwe no omo koye no sa ne amana ye mmere omo ma fa hwe anka ho e na me de akere wi now Obi
final
we have say 25 minutes na da nko na wa
a new 25
minutes
no
o sha say
after 3 minutes to 6
Obi the day
3 minutes to 6 on this presentation 3 minutes to 6
as power we wa man tama ne ja one kasa
Dr. Roko
ja sempa de etia
Obi Dr. Roko to de ye jana obeja ye nsem no nyina no anyina nsem kwa na ebebu
asempa etia
Obi wobu bani nyina ewie no the real issues are still there.
Okay,
you are the government of the day.
Very well.
Obi okra de oba ewutia ye ya to transformers de gu ama odada sebi Obi sebi say NDC for catch and say transformers omu install into the work crisis omu mu yense enim nyansa Obi transformer ye den e transformer na power no ball kwa no wo just step in now the step in na Obi say o transformer 3000 now oba be install wo Ghana now nim say in the process of the installation of the transformer you would have to cut power. Why do you install the entire country at the same time? If me I know that is not the reason. And that's why I want everybody to listen and pay very close attention to the Joy News research team. Because Obi, the entire it is not the transformers and they say Obi mameka se bitro. And then you install a transformer no pa. Ebi enu to buy and wodum lights. Meti ase. Another one you install a transformer. Say, another one who do mechanical, what does that mean? Obi, we all know what transformers are. Transformers are localized. Transformers are localized. Me transformers see about 50 meters from my house. It is a transformer in your water. Mimi area on kwa nenya light off. It is a unim say ube install me transformer na mami mechanical bedumwa. Ube install me dia na mami and nena mi say be take you 3 days. Doom me 3 days na install mami meboa. Na adena gana nyina enya light off at the same time. Adena mo install 3,000 transformers at the same time. Obi, don't we have more than 3,000 transformers in Ghana?
We have over 20,000 transformers in Ghana.
You see, how is it that you are installing just 3,000 transformers and the whole country is going through an energy crisis? And you want the whole country to believe, say, transformers are we install 3,000 transformers out of over 20,000 transformers in the whole Ghana. Now, maybe Obi, so we install a transformer, ewo bole bamboya. Me amete in kind is legon no if I'm home. Why do I have lights out? Because you are installing a transformer in New Durban South. I just saw. See, these guys, they don't respect us. Obi, and Kauka be frank, but transformer there, you say a step down, a localized. It's the installation of a transformer in another community should not affect power in my community unless me PF me fear. Me who say what the transformer here they see me fear. Me sre and this yabai. Okay. Mr. Romo, minim say I am shashia to mo, eduma no hu so. Aho pepra kom, afufro mo. But Obi, there are real numbers involved in this doom so situation. People are losing money. Ghana pay the whole world. Ye pay any your maya, ye to doom so tax. Na yesan so enya 24% increase in electricity. And so ye ni kania ye be
Obi. Dennis Miracles Abuaje ni yes, into no so be ko mama Abbas me pacho minti. Yes.
MPP they say na omode opposition e be dia any opposition ne kra no ye be pam o free ho. Na just say opposition kro mu nim ye. Na Miracles bet na hoka say Mahama ba mu 16 months no dum so about 7 months. Na just say o mu Ghana for what as o fee say Ghana for ye no ma bia ye dadua so anyansa ne ye tirima na Ghana no nko na ye de ye tim oh mechi ase oh na ye say obi from abone bo obi na o ka say o de aho pepre betua ne ka wan hwe ya obegya wo na ye gu hu ebi na Miracles ayi o mo fee say 2016 ye tumi na ye nya ye no ye de atro ketrema te say de na wo ye na beje tumi no into o mo so about opposition to o mo so nya but Ghanaians are very discerning obi. Let's put the issues in proper perspective. Over enema mienu a MPP for gina so pa Miracles osun wo TV so nyina say ma Ghana for nto aba maye Ramahama na oba e beba e ba ko yedum so omo so to aba Mahama o de dum so beba Miracles ya na kan sa kan yo ana so to aba Mahama o be say free education
but e be inherit here and a syndicated loan omukogye no ma me nche no de enti akoko bills buy syndicated loan omukogye so mo beto koko no bi omo de size ka no ekoye ka akwan 2016 in fact omo lose elections around 9th December 2016 sika na aka nyina over $200 million omo tam nyina akotua omo na for road contractors ka na koko ekuafo na twa koko egu wa eso omo de size ka na grade ekoto enti ye ba abai mu no koko fokura koko a omuntumi abai niska omo beto te say na omu nye siska sisi antoi. So what the government did then was to go to Bank of Ghana and borrow. Say they be betumi atos 2017 koko na omu diska ye betumi atofi koko ekuafo no. That is what happened with those bills. Sa 19 billion na beto ye no. By the time you do July 2017 no, ni etue mu almost about a friend is saying 10 billion or even more. I'm an akabe 8 billion to 7 billion. Because in the 2017 year, no, there are other revenues that came in. Now let me educate a friend about Sunurudin on something.
Are you sure you don't need education?
Please, yourself? Please, I beg you. Me Koko asemono. We'll see you. Nangasa kwa mine debate. Enyewo. We'll see you. No.
Kande uni.
Mine debate. Enyewo.
Obi, listen. Focus na kande uni.
No, because he's distracting me. Obi, listen. Let me tell you something on this Koko matter, and I think it's a very important matter. And if I was any NDC person, including Abbas Nudina, I can't metre mbe bubu bube. Kosun kofoni abre. NDC abayin yen ombe take officer. Eka ye jamomo. any niema infaswa omanya ewo aban no so no and I'm best me be ma na kind. Please give me just a minute. I don't know why.
So on your ready. Let me make this point. In 2016-2017 NDC Equaji a syndicated loan of about I think syndicated loan say about supply 750,000 metric tons of cocoa. At the end of the day, you supply 966,000 metric tons of cocoa, which is the highest since the independence. You get the point. So we left the surplus of $400 million. So it's a damn God-forsaken lie.
You didn't keep quiet.
Keep quiet.
You know
miracle.
You did it. We've gone through this already. Listen, what do you see? Listen. The NDC in 2017, Ejaka 19 billion cedis, $4.7 billion. Omuja cocoa rollover nature say cocoa and kase so mo tono supply o mo ntumi an supply o ma de huskedi but mo ntumi an supply 190,000 metric tons 2017 mankasa no obi 2017 e ba be mu no international cocoa price drop by 38%. Ye ba be mu no te say no mo say price drop here and to ntumi ntua cocoa for card ye ba be mu no price drop by 38%. Obi what say ye take cocoa price o ma ekua for telling them say you take cocoa price on international market into yeti musika so we didn't do that. NDC for they introduce cocoa rules in this nature. Sa cocoa rules na yefa cocoa kuyafo sika na edutua no. President Kufo cocoa rules na yeka no. It was not about cocoa board money to pay cocoa contractors. It was about constructing roads to cocoa growing areas. Usually it was either funded by GIHOC or donor partners. And NDC for 2015 thereabout. You know moko far cocoa rose why cocoa board sika dey etua obi ma mento aso NDC for kwaje syndicated loan $1.8 billion in 2016. Some of the best supply 800,000 tons of cocoa. It is in their report. It is in the audit report. The NDC bought only 400,000 tons of cocoa. 400,000 tons. This has been established on news already by the CEO of Cocoa Board. After losing the 2016 elections, OBT NDC used $400 million and out of the $1.8 billion, no, almost the 3 cocoa road contractors. Saskana nenke so to cocoa no. Esa so no lose elections in it. Between 9th December and the 31st December, almost the $400 million in no man fan to cocoa.
Yeah, the cocoa.
Almost the
contradicting himself.
Why would you?
What's your DC car?
Please.
You have the time. I want to
you have the time.
It's becoming a
Don't do that.
Miracles. So the 3 cocoa road contractors.
No, syndicated loans for the cocoa is not meant for the cocoa road.
Yes.
It was meant to buy cocoa.
Yes.
And he said, unto cocoa ni wiye. Nasa wo first can kutua road contractors ka wa bomina bro. What they did ne say because they had lost the elections in 2016 December ninti. They realized say Canada ho. Abronti instead of some betua ombeto cocoa da supply no. No mu ja cocoa no ombeto no. No mu ko tua road contractors a roads no kro mu wiye. Enti yeye ba be mu no esa ne so mo discanity now there were 300,000 tons of cocoa abayin to me toye and yet the money has been given to road contractors. Enti what we have to do is to now find ways and means to me toss 300,000 tons no? In addition to that Robi yetua a fine of $7.5 million on some 190,000 metric tons rollover cocoa beans so going to be on supply no? Because you see what happens with the rollover cocoa beans and they say when to me a supplier what you do is that you have to let your buyers know the entity I want to be supply.
Okay.
But if you don't let them know, for them to agree say when to be a supply entity at TSA, they will fine you until they fine the country $7.5 million, which we have to go and pay. Saka we nina yeka MPP aban beto ya menjin this what to say ya kan wasem and I say ya dey excuse say because of that nti yen to me anyeden ento cocoa ekuyafoka. Now let me show you one other interesting thing. In the year 2025, NDC Obi, these are the facts. A car a bus no redeem near NDC for your mobile to you. Be some question with mommy. Ye $500 million cash in the Ghana International Bank account. Cash. In the Ghana International Bank, this has been established already on news for the CEO was there. Established. Because this agreement you have through it has been $500 million cash. Sasikano ewohi. Number 2, Cocoa board in the year 2025, according to Honorable Atoforsen's own budget, Opakofa budget, or say cocoa board receive between January to April 2025, receive $1.8 billion in revenue. You know what that means? What that means is say 2024 forward sales and a trade in a cocoa board year, a drop between January and April 2025, $1.8 billion is in the budget. It's in the budget, $1.8 billion. In all, total revenue of cocoa board in 2025, the year 2025, 39 billion Ghana cedis. Now, I see the cut to 2 billion Ghana cedis. You cut to 2 billion Ghana cedis. You agree with me? Said the entire 2025 revenue, MPP Jumah in 2024, largely. It's when you are 39 billion Ghana cedis in 2025. That's how you 32 billion. Why do you still have 32 billion on your books? What have you done with the 39 billion revenue now on Saka in 2025? It's in the entire history of cocoa.
Okay.
636 years near 30 years cocoa. In spite of international market price, 2017 38% drop. We never told the cocoa farmer say it's not say you take cocoa so international market you take so your time cocoa price free 475 Ghana cedis or so.
Move free so 3,000.
That is what the fact you see. It is pay the cocoa farmers and stop comparing MPP and this. We are the serious
facts don't lie.
Sure.
Obi, this is routers.
Okay.
Ghana 2016-2017 cocoa purchases hit 940,000 metric tons by August. On the cocoa season in a particular year, I shall say October now, baby. This is it. 900. This is routers. And you Ghana have baby.
Yes.
But Miracles is saying that same 2016-2017.
Now the figure they are saying
we are 940,000. But Miracles say to 400,000 metric tons of cocoa, which is a lie, as proven by routers. But you see, me, I'm not interested in this back and forth. Please, report. Please,
no, but it's a lie.
Miracles. I didn't know what you presented your data. Miracles. You presented your data. Or the data. Oh yeah, I'll let you respond.
Audited 2024-2025 cocoa accounts. MPP left a negative equity as far as cocoa board is concerned of over 3 billion Ghana cedis. This is not in doubt. This is a factor. Inti the Miracles kano me hune say ya bosremoka. Na no okase 2017 omoba ye na ya te petrol so ni aboka and MPP anka ho asem da na no omobeka. I never knew cocoa was going to be an issue. If I knew, I would have brought the audited cocoa financial statement. Now, yes, our argument, so we can clear all those fallacies. So the point I'm making is that cocoa for said, I believe said the cocoa kuyenibia pay inisika.
Yes.
Aban yen sheshe yese cocoa ayatono bi ansa bede ebetenisika. But I don't think cocoa kuyafo no, even though omahunu say aban akwa hunye no. They don't think the MPP is a better option. They don't think the crocodile tears are Miracles motion out of sympathy. Nemo may say or mobe tani cocoa kuyafo adwene e de ati aban ti no mo. But I know say a free afi enko afefoforo no de enema be dey ebe dane ama obi ansa ye dey
Miracle yemra to
but even before that
challenges on the power
the Reuters story is false because the reason why it's false and they say you see he's quoting a story from September 2017. Let me tell you something, and that's why I was telling you about the outstanding 300,000 cocoa beans are buying a bar so in January
2016.
No, September 2017.
No,
I mentioned the date.
Can date or the story?
Can date the story?
No, date of the story.
September 7th, 2017.
Yes.
I will be share. Na miracle. So let me correct myself. You see, I don't want to correct miracles in
Why do you want to correct yourself?
2016, oh, please keep calm.
You read the headline and made your point. Or respond. Let him finish and then you can
clarify me one son.
Okay,
GIHOC season in 2017. GIHOC season in 2017. I shall say October 2016. Now, we a year 2017 September. It is our report on 2016, 2017. You do it in 2017. Simple.
You see, make Canada make a man can just almost 400,000 metric tons as a December.
Yes.
You know, Muja, the Akana, this kind of road contractors. Man can just say a buy had over 300,000 metric tons on board.
Yes.
For which reason now the MPP government had to go and raise cocoa bills from
BOT.
So when you are reading a September 2017 story,
it will capture all the
that's what you are.
Okay, that's fine.
Relax.
I think it settles it.
He has a different understanding. Because Obi, some people are by a party syndicated roads at the Betokoko, and I am Fanto. And 10 years down the line, and miracles
you didn't buy that.
At least let's move on. Miracles on power outage. Then what's your issue? Having
I don't know what kind of power outage.
Someone out here problems are more. No, the explanation about it.
I am paying for this. Obi Epekania. But let me go to that one. Obi made that say. Yes. Mada Abbas so as I say when you are na